CNBC TV18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.
Hello and welcome to our special show, Old King Coal. Coal has held sway over Indian political economy for nearly 5 years now. The politics of coal in part was responsible for the fall of the UPA government. The new NDA government has spent a better part of its first 6 months framing new rules for coal blocks that were deallocated by the Supreme Court. Today I have with me Mr. Anil Swarup, Secretary, Ministry of Coal, to give us an update on how Old King Coal will hold sway in the current year. Mr. Swarup, thank you very much for joining us. Well, first up, a very happy 2015 to you, sir.
Very happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you, Mr. Swarup. Okay, well, for starters, the news that one of the headlines overnight has been that JSPL and its subsidiary have deposited about 3,000 crores as additional levy with the government. I think the condition is that unless those who have to pay a levy pay their money, you will not allow them to bid. So have all those or most of those paid up? How many are pending? And how much time do they have?
I think they have time before they put in their bids. So they probably will pay up. Most of them will. But I thought the headline was not this as much as the increase in production by Coal India by around 14% month on month.
All right. Actually, since auctions were the issue on which we last spoke, I thought I'll start with it. But really, that is my favorite question. The fact that coal production grew by, 16.5% in October and 14.5% in November. Is this a rate that we can expect? I mean, even month on month, it was a 10% rise in coal output, November over October. Can we expect this for the rest of the year?
Yes, my hunch is that we should be moving in that direction now that we have a full-time chairman Coal India as well. And the government is putting a lot of effort to ensure that the production does increase.
Well, then let me belabor that point a bit more. When we last spoke, you promised us that you will give us a yearly breakup of the growth in Coal India's targets. The minister has given us a 5-year target that coal output will be doubled in 5 years. What's the target for FY16 itself for Coal India?
See, we are ready with the 5-year plan, and which has the annual targets. It will be formally released over a period of time. This has been finalized in discussion with the new incumbent chairman Coal India. We discussed it day before yesterday, and it has actually been finalized. But it will be formally released maybe next week or 10 days down the line. We're already working towards a plan for ensuring that we reach the target of 1 billion tons by Coal India. Because as I had mentioned earlier, we'll require about 1.5 to 1.6 billion tons by 2020. And so we are looking at about 1 billion ton from Coal India and rest of it from the private sector.
Okay. But for this year itself, can you give us something? I mean, the targets, I guess, for the doubling.
This year we should reach about 507 to 510 billion tons. So that is the target that we are looking at. But more importantly, what will happen will be in the next financial year and thereafter. Because as I had mentioned earlier, that the problem that we have apart from coal production was that of evacuation. And we are working very hard with the railway ministry to ensure that the critical railway lines that are presently under construction are they are completed within the timelines that we've set for them.
Just coming back to the coal auction process then, there are some power companies that may not get mines allotted in this particular auction. Can you give us a sense of what really happens to those companies in the sense, will they be eligible for a Coal India linkage and by when, if you can give us any sense of a timeline?
Okay, let me tell you first that in the beginning we've started with auction or allocation about 42 mines. A week, 10 days down the line, we'll have another 32 blocks for auction or allocation. Thereafter, with another 10 days down the line, we have another 27. So, in all, 101 mines will be either allocated or allotted within this financial year. The process will commence. Thereafter, during the next financial year, we'll take up the remaining 103 blocks. So, we have in all 204 blocks, which is quite a substantial number, and that has a capacity of around 380 to 400 million tons. So that being so, I think most of such companies that, or industrial units or power generating units that require coal, we should be able to meet them. Once we are through with them, then we'll take a call as to what we do with regard to linkage. Right now, we are not even talking about providing linkages to such industry, because we feel that most of them will, in any case, if they bid appropriately, they will be able to get a block or two.
Okay. Can you tell us, how will the surplus coal that is mined by bidders, I'm assuming there will be quite a bit, how will that be treated, in the sense, what price will the surplus coal be given to Coal India?
No, we have worked out a formulation for that. The surplus coal will be given at the bid price in terms of the price that they have bid for the reverse auction in case of power industries, and in case of forward auction they will have to give the coal to the Coal India price.
Okay, and will there be
and
any...
coal will go to Coal India, yeah.
Okay, the coal goes to Coal India at the reserve price for those who are bidding for through the PPA mode.
No, not at the, in the reverse bid, they bid a price of coal, no?
Yes.
It's not reserve price. The reserve price is only 100 rupees.
Yes, yes.
But they will bid at a particular price in the reverse auction. Whatever they bid as the price of coal there will be the price at which they will give the surplus coal to Coal India. In case of forward auction, it will be the notified price of Coal India for that particular grade that they will give Coal India the coal.
But how will you work the distance from the mine? I mean, who pays for the logistics of transporting? Will that be worked into? Will it be the problem of the miner, or will it be Coal India who will bear the burden?
No, actually what will happen is that the coal need not be transported to any place in Coal India.
Okay.
Coal India then can provide linkage for that coal to another industry, and that industry will pick up the travel. There's no point in taking this coal to a central pool of Coal India and then transporting it elsewhere.
One positive for bidders is that the reserve price of 100 rupees per ton payable will be included in the energy charge. So the fuel cost that is passed on will include the reserve price and the actual rate.
Yes.
Okay. So do you think this could translate into bidders being willing to bid more aggressively in the auction process?
Yes, we do believe that they would.
If I can come back to now the penalties question, how many have paid up and how much time do they have to be eligible for the first 42?
Exact number of, I do not have the exact number of people who have already paid up, because they're paying to the coal controller and we aren't really keeping a track of it. We will at point in time when the auction commences and when they have to submit the bids. That's a condition given. So anyone who wants to bid will have to pay that amount. So we are hopeful that almost everyone who has to pay and who wants to bid will pay up and then bid.
Okay. Is there any ballpark number you have in mind? How much might the government make with on account of this?
Oh, no. I have not worked out any number with regard to the amount of money that they will pay.
Okay.
But we have worked out other numbers in terms of the benefits that will flow to the state government subsequent to auctions. But this is something which was determined by the Supreme Court, and accordingly they have to pay up.
And this 3,000 crore is the property of the Consolidated Fund of India, the central government?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, just to get a timeline, I don't know if you've discussed that, but the existing power plants that don't have PPAs will be eligible to bid for the coal blocks as well. What will be the deadline for such capacities to enter into the PPAs?
As such, we have not kept any timeline for them to enter into PPA, but the fact is that they will not be able to generate power because they can sell only 15% of power as commercial power. Apart from that, it has to go through the PPA route. So they will not be able to generate power, and if they are unable to generate power, what will they do with the coal? So there is an inbuilt mechanism for them to get into a PPA at the earliest, because otherwise they will not be able to sell power anywhere.
Okay. Can you just tell us the timeline for the second phase? I mean, the first phase I think ends with March 31st. When does the second, what is the timeline for the second phase?
Yeah. No, let me explain this to you. The first phase itself, there are 3 tranches of auctions and allotment. As I mentioned to you, we've started with 42. The next would be, probably week, 10 days, that would be another 32 blocks. That would be in total 74 blocks. This will be followed by another 27 blocks that have been transferred from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So we'll have 101 blocks starting the process within 31st March. The first part, that is the one that we've already announced, will be completed by 31st of March. This was important in the context of the decision of the Supreme Court, because we do need to have someone to take over these mines once the previous lessees or the owners do not mine after 31st of March. So the 42 part will be over before 31st of March.
Yeah.
The additional 32 and 27 may go into a bit of April and May, but that doesn't really matter because they are not covered by that 31st March deadline. Once we are through with these 101, we are parallelly working on the auction or allotment of the remaining 103 of 204 mines. And our timeline is that before 31st March 2016, we should have taken care of all these 204 mines.
Okay. No, your timeline for that 42 was very clear, sir, because that was court directed. I just wanted to know the timeline for that 32 and 27. Will we see it like before June 30th, the first quarter?
Yeah. No, they will certainly be, both these will be before 30th of June 2015. But exact timelines we should be able to give you within a week's time when we release the tender document for the 32 mines. And 27 mines, the additional 27 mines that have been transferred from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, we should be able to give you timelines within 20 days.
Okay. Can you give us an indication of what the dispatch targets could be as well? What is the plan to dispatch the higher coal production, and say by the end of this year, what could the targets look like?
No, when I say 507 million tons, I'm looking at, because just production doesn't make much of a sense. We are hopeful that we should be able to dispatch that much amount. But I think you've hit the nail on the head. The critical point, not only this year but in the following years as we talk of 1 billion metric tons, is in terms of ensuring evacuation of coal. That's a huge challenge that we have. But I would like to inform you that we are trying to work out mine-wise plan and mine-wise evacuation plan in terms of what it takes to evacuate the coal that we are planning to produce. So that is what we are going to engage with the railways now, sit with them and see how do we work out a detailed plan, whether we have to set up JVs or SPVs for strengthening the existing railway network or setting up new railway lines. We have a whole set of railway lines which have been listed out in the plan that we worked out for the next 5 years. I have already written to the Chairman Railway Board and we'll have a discussion with them. They are, when we had a discussion, informal discussion with them, they are on board. Coal India has the requisite money. The railways has the requisite manpower and the capacity to do it, and we jointly will be able to work out a solution in this regard.
Okay, so the JV is really between Coal India and Ministry of Railways, not private sector.
No, it could be private sector as well. I mean, fortunately, Railways has opened up for 100% FDI. Okay. There could be investment coming from within the country, from outside the country. No, these are things that we are going to discuss at length in the months to follow. Okay. Now that we have clearly outlined the railway lines that we require for evacuation, which is the key factor in terms of reaching this coal to the destinations that we want them to go.
Hold on to that thought, Mr. Swaroop. We have to take a quick break. We are back with lots more questions for you.
CNBC TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.